Hello, everyone. Today, I want to discuss this pervasive culture of non accountability. The problem is a lot of the senior leaders, especially in government service and the military, just don't care about accountability. And what I'm talking about is self accountability. So, as an example, we all know what happened with President Trump. The incident there's an investigation going on, and a lot of the facts are coming out, such as there's no counter sniper team on the roof. And then the director of the Secret Service, Kimberly Chattel, comes out and says, well, the roof was too slopey. Now, I used to have a farm. I know roofs. That roof was not really slopey. It was actually less sloped than the roof where the counter sniper team, the CAT team, was on. So I don't buy that excuse. That's just bullshit, in my opinion. The second thing then she brought up was she started saying, well, it was the law enforcement's responsibility. Well, I call bullshit on that again. It's the Secret Service responsibility to protect Trump. That was their responsibility. And they should have been smart enough to realize, hey, we've got this position here, and even if the roof was too slopey to put a counter sniper team or a CAT team up there, they could have easily obstructed the direct line of sight from that building to the stage where President Trump was speaking. You can do this very easily with banners. You can put those up. A whole host of ways you can obstruct the line of sight, which denies any would-be sniper or shooter direct line of sight to the stage. So that's just one way of doing it. So she is just in this mode of trying to save herself and making excuses. The bottom line is this: we're all going to screw up. I've screwed up. You're going to screw up. Everybody screws up. We're all human. But at the end of the day, the difference between a leader and a slime bag is that a leader accepts responsibility. So there's institutional responsibility, where the institution will hold that leader accountable, or the leader says, it happened under my watch. I tendered my resignation, and what have you. What's happened is a lot of the people in government don't believe in this concept of accountability. They're just trying to buy their time out and hopefully retire. And if you go back all the way back to the Vietnam War, to the Kabul debacle, I don't know of a single general that's been fired for performance. A lot have been fired for sexual harassment and not being able to keep their pee-pee in their trousers. That's happened. You've got a director of Secret Service that basically fumbles a rally and doesn't either have enough agents there to protect it, or hasn't made sure that adequate training has gone in there. These people have trained together, and the fundamentals of protection are applied. These fundamentals aren't really that hard. What one has to really pay attention to is really to secure the area with assistance from local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and they're on scene. There are upwards of 40 Pennsylvania state troopers there. There's as many local police officers, but it's still the Secret Service responsibility to make sure that the place is secure. That's their responsibility. They have to go out and do their analysis and make sure there's an outer perimeter established, and then we've got an inner perimeter, and then we've got a secure area. And the counter sniper teams go out and they basically sit there and look at where would they establish themselves to target the protectee. And they failed in their basic responsibilities. Now, within the Secret Service, I'm sure they'll do an investigation, they'll figure out how to improve and whatnot. But at the end of the day, the senior person is responsible. That senior person, Kimberly Chetley, is the captain of that ship. And she should have enough moral courage to hold herself accountable and tender resignation. Then it's really up to the Secretary of Homeland Security and the President of the United States if they accept it or not. But that's a separate issue. But what I'm seeing is this lady is trying to, finagle her way, trying to, absolve her responsibility from the incident. And that's unacceptable. The American people don't accept it. The institution shouldn't accept it. And certainly the political leadership should not accept that. So what we need to do is get better at establishing a culture of accountability through all government departments and through our military. And the sooner we do that, the sooner we're going to find out that our performance starts going up. People start paying attention to the little details instead of other things that aren't important. What I'm hearing, from a lot of different sources is that in the Secret Service, the big discussion was what color ties should they wear. If you wear a red tie, does that mean you're pro-Trump? Or should you wear a blue tie? Does that mean you're pro-Biden? That's just horseshit. Nobody really cares. What their primary function is to protect the person that they're assigned to. And then you've got this shooter dude that evidently they identified an hour before. And now there's stories coming out that, he made a birthright trip to Israel and may have gotten some military training there. Now, I'm sure the facts will come out. But at the end of the day, we need to make sure that we're doing our jobs and everybody from the most senior person down to the most junior person are holding themselves accountable to a standard. That's how we get better. That's how organizations improve. And she's responsible for over 8,000 agents within the Secret Service, and she owes it to them to hold herself accountable. You can make these bold statements, and she has. The buck stops with me. Well, no shit. Then show us, that the buck stops with you, and submit your tender resignation. And the same standard of accountability needs to cross over into the Department of Defense. General officers get paid a lot of money. They need to hold themselves accountable, or the institution needs to hold them accountable. And I'm not talking about when it's a sexual related matter. I'm talking about performance related matter. If you don't do the job that you're assigned to do, and you don't do it well, you should be gone. It's really that simple. And if the institution doesn't hold you accountable for poor performance, then have the courage to hold yourself accountable. Because at the end of the day, there's lives that are being lost, and these generals are going out writing books and making big money and living large, while those Gold Star families are suffering. So this whole system just sucks, and we need to do a hell of a lot better and improve this system. And the only way we're going to improve it by holding the senior leadership accountable first. That's all I got. Stay rugged. Khan out.